Failing to comply with a direction is an offense under Section 199 of the Law Enforcement Powers and Responsibilities Act, 2002, which carries a maximum penalty of a fine equivalent to 2 penalty units. To establish the offense, the prosecution must prove beyond reasonable doubt that you refused or failed to comply with a direction that was validly given under Part 14 of the Act, which spans across Section 197 to 200A. Section 197(1) of the Act provides that a police officer may give a move on direction to a person in a public place if the officer believes on reasonable grounds the person's behavior or presence 1. is obstructing another person or persons, 2. constitutes harassment or intimidation, 3. is causing or likely to cause fear to any person of reasonable firmness, 4. is to unlawfully supply or solicit any person to unlawfully supply a prohibited drug, or 5. is to obtain, procure or purchase a prohibited drug. Section 197(2) makes clear that such a direction must be reasonable in the circumstances to a. reduce or eliminate the obstruction, harassment, intimidation or fear, or b. stop the supply, or soliciting to supply, or the obtaining, procuring or purchase of a prohibited drug. A public place is one which is open to the public, whether or not on payment of money, whether or not normally so open or used, and whether or not the public to who it is open consists of a limited class of persons only, and includes any road or road-related area. Section 198(1) of the Act additionally empowers a police officer to direct a person to leave a public place and not return for a specified period of time, not exceeding 6 hours if the officer believes on reasonable grounds that the person's behavior resulting from intoxication, a. is likely to cause injury to any person or persons, damage to property or otherwise give rise to a risk to public safety, or b. is disorderly. Section 198(2) makes clear that direction must be reasonable in the circumstances to 1. prevent injury or damage, or reduce or eliminate the risk to public safety, or 2. prevent the continuation of disorderly behavior. A police officer must provide a formal warning to a suspected person that failing to comply with a direction is an offense, and may only charge the person with the offense if the failure persists thereafter. Section 198. A empowers a police officer to give a direction under Section 197 or 198 to a group of persons without having to repeat a warning to each person, although the section makes clear this does not necessarily mean each person within the group is taken to have received the direction or warning. A person who is likely to be placed in fear for the purposes of any direction need not be in, but must be near, the public place at the relevant time, and no person of reasonable firmness need actually be present or likely to attend the actual scene. Section 200 stipulates that a police officer is not permitted to give a direction relating to an industrial dispute. The section further restricts police from giving a direction that relates to an apparently genuine demonstration or protest, a procession, or an organized assembly, unless the officer believes on reasonable grounds the direction is necessary to deal with a serious safety risk. However, a direction can be lawfully given where the demonstration, protest, procession, or assembly is obstructing traffic, and 1. is not an authorized assembly, and 2. the direction is limited to any person obstructing the traffic. You are not guilty of the offense of failing to comply with a direction if you are able to establish, on the balance of probabilities, that you had a reasonable excuse for your conduct. General legal defenses to the offense include duress, necessity, and self-defense. If you are able to raise evidence of a general legal defense, the onus then shifts to the prosecution to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defense does not apply to the circumstances of the case. You are entitled to an acquittal if the prosecution is unable to do this.
Going to court? Call Sydney Criminal Lawyers on 9261 881 to arrange a free first conference. Watch our latest video here.